For this payoff with the bases loaded. Sent towards Lasko. It's cracked out to center. All the way back. Kearns tracking it. Gives up on it. It's gone. Grand slam from Ryan Lasko. Blows this game open.
JBS today, we're here for a special edition. Mike Olshin, along with Ryan Lasko, one of the top college baseball players, one of the top amateur players in the country, taking some time to join us from Rutgers University. We're obviously taping here seconds after his Yankees pull off the Game 5 win over the Guardians. Takes no time at all. Comes on with us. Pride of Jackson Memorial High School. First team All Big Ten, Golden Spike semifinalist in 2022. Thanks for stopping by, Ryan.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm excited to do this.
Absolutely. Let's get right to it and talk a little bit about the vibe this fall. Little different position Rutgers is in this year now. After a huge season last year, after a school record 44 wins, the top offense statistically in the country. What's the feeling around fall ball, and what's the feeling for 2023?
Practice and whatnot have been good so far. We have more new guys than returners, so that's an adjustment to make. But I'm excited to be back here. And I remember when my summer season ended, I just couldn't wait to get back on campus and stuff like that. But it's been it's been good meeting a bunch of new guys. I really like everyone we brought in so far this year, and practices have been really good.
Yeah, has it been tough because you kind of alluded to there, not only is this a huge 2022 high school graduation class with a ton of New Jersey guys, but also a lot of guys from the portal, guys from New Jersey that are making their way back, John Medugno, obviously on the pitching side, Drew Conover, a couple of, portal guys. Has that been a challenge to kind of acclimate everybody, or has everybody kind of jumped in on the same page quickly?
So I thought it was going to be a bigger challenge than it actually has been. I think we have a really good group of guys and their ability to communicate and try to, go out of their ways. And as long as same thing with me going out of my way to try and, introduce myself to these guys and, kind of bond with them a little bit. But it's been pretty smooth. And I've been very happy with that because I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult because, like I said before, we have more new guys than returners, which you don't see all that often.
Yep. Obviously a lot of attention, a lot of success last year. Think they're going to rename Ohio State into Ryan Lasko Field after last year instead of Nick Swisher. National Player of the Week, multiple time Big Ten Player of the Week, first team, you and a couple other guys, first team conference selections from Rutgers. What does it say about being able to build something in New Jersey? Obviously, it means something to you from where you're from, doing great things and staying home.
It's what I've always wanted to do with my baseball life. I've always wanted to play for my home state. I grew up wanting to come to Rutgers. And I think, to help, be a part and put Rutgers on the map it means a lot to me. And I think it's just like a message that you don't have to go to, you don't have to go south if you live in New Jersey to play a good program. I find us to be one of the best programs, not only with our players, but our coaches. So, it's a very special opportunity if you get to come to Rutgers.
Yeah. Obviously, the end of last year, after so many great things, and congratulations to you being the NCAA All of D1 statistical leader for runs scored, the team setting all sorts of records. Like I said, 16 bombs for you. It obviously stung not being selected for the NCAA tournament because, you certainly deserved it. How long did that take to I don't know if you can ever get over it, but turn that into just kind of fuel for the fire for this year?
I think I turned it into fuel as soon as the selection show was over. I mean, it happened that quick. This is, I'm more, I wouldn't say motivated, but there's a fire underneath me it's pretty well lit right now. And I'm coming this year with, no regrets, and I want to help put this team over the top. So I don't want to feel that feeling ever again. And especially for, New Jersey and Rutgers itself, that I don't want to feel that ever again.
What did it mean to play those, so many big games? I said, win, the Maryland series, especially, getting to the Big Ten starting the tournament with a home run and getting to the finals. Like I said, all those people who doubted whether Rutgers baseball could be a thing on a national level. What did it feel to put those kind of things to rest, and the arrows certainly trending so, high upward?
I mean, I think people are still going to doubt us, and I'm not surprised, but I kind of like that. I like being, snubbed out or overlooked, because it's kind of my whole MO, my whole life so far is from baseball. But, it's just at the same day, it's at the same time, I should say, every day is the same pretty much. And I don't try and treat, games any different from the day before. So it doesn't matter if we're playing on national television or we're playing on a stream. It doesn't matter to me, because the game is the same. It's a kid's game, and I got to treat it like a kid's game.
Your senior year of high school was Coach Owen's first year here at Rutgers. So, you kind of came in obviously as a freshman. He was, again, it was such a strange year, 2021. But what does he and his staff, what do they bring to the table as far as the program?
I mean, they demand excellence, and I think that's how every program should be. They're in it for the players. Like, it's not always about baseball. Like, they carry you on an individual level, and I think that's really special, because I don't think you find that in a lot of places. I'm very fortunate to have them, because they're almost like a second parent. That's what it feels like, because that's how much they care about their players, and it's so much more than baseball here. They have developed me into such a better person, and for the future, they have just sent me light years ahead than I ever thought I would, and they helped me with a lot of stuff. So, I mean, I always say it's the best decision I ever made, and I'm glad that they're here, because they've helped me tremendously.
Yep. Now in the fall, alumni weekend, you always a time to connect with those who come before you, and what do you get out of that? Seeing the Todd Frazier's and guys like that, repping Rutgers as proudly as they do.
I mean, it kind of sets you up what you want to do in the future for myself. I like seeing them still representing for where they played, because that's what I want to do when I get to that position in my life, because I just think that's so important to come back to the university that's giving so much to you. And I want to try and give back in my free time too. And those guys, their schedules are probably insane and stuff like that. And for them to find time and, take out, pretty much their whole weekend to come down and hang out with us for a little bit, it means a lot to us. I think it means more than they could think of.
Obviously, the season that you had last year, with so many young guys, you're not a young guy anymore. You're going into your third year, believe it or not. The role of leadership, is pretty squarely on you and a bunch of other guys, but certainly as far as the in the outfield, what does that mean?
I think it's a privilege. I mean, if that's the label that people want to go with, I think it's definitely a privilege, and it's, I think some people will call it pressure, but I don't think that's pressure at all. I think it's just, I don't even know what to call it, because I can't really explain it to you, because I honestly don't like to really talk about myself from that position, so it's hard for me to say. But like, if that's what the label wants to be, then I think I can roll with it. I'm not gonna have a problem with it, because at the end of the day, I'm still gonna help try win games. And if I think the best way to be a leader is to try and win games.
Yep. So after the season, you got the experience of going up to the Cape for the summer, playing for Brewster. Again, obviously one of those high exposure, the opportunity to play in the summer in front of a couple thousand people every night, the scouts and all that stuff. What did you get out of that experience? How can you, I don't know if it's something you can put into words in it quickly, but what did you, get from playing in the Cape?
I think that I saw how humbling this game could be, because I've seen it over the past couple of years, but I've seen it that at any moment the game could turn its back on you really quick, and you can be shut out from this game for a while, and you can struggle, and it feels like you're spiraling out of control and never going to get out of it. But I think at the end of the day, that's just baseball. You got to push through it, and you can't let the highs get too high and the lows get too lows, because that's what I fall into, that trap sometimes, and it leads to my struggles. And I just think the experience with the Cape is, I'm glad I got to do it, because I didn't have as much success I wanted in the league, but I think it's definitely made me a better player because of what I saw and just what I learned and what I experienced, because I think it's just a special opportunity to go up there, because and being considered, up there is just an honor in itself because of other players who've played up there and stuff like that. But the Cape was a great experience, and I'm really glad that I got to, do this past year.
Yeah. So we go back now to 2020, obviously the COVID year, and you had a special team at Jackson, obviously didn't get the high school season to show it, but you are one of the last dancers, and didn't quite pull it off, but won the South and got to the championship game against Cranford. Looking back a couple years ago at that experience, to it wasn't maybe the ideal senior year, but to have that experience with your your friends, with your high school teammates, is that something that, how do you look back on that time?
I mean, it was a very special summer, a weird summer, but a very special summer that I'm never going to forget. I think because we were playing for something that was more, it wasn't about an individual. Honestly, as weird as it sounds, it wasn't even about winning. It was just being able to play with each other one last time. And to go to as far as we went, I think that's a blessing in itself. But at the same time, it's weird for me to say this because I don't ever think this way, but winning wasn't the number one priority, which is, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it really wasn't. It wasn't. I think being able to play with kids I played with my whole life growing up since I was 5 years old, I think doing that one last time, because it got stripped away and taken so quickly, I think that I really cherished that and I really enjoyed it.
You have to have that final chapter for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Couple other questions. Favorite road, because we know the answer is obviously Peyton Field, and but favorite road Big Ten environment?
Nebraska, probably one of the best atmospheres I've played in at an away stadium.
Yeah, just fans are a little crazy in a good way, and always into it.
Yeah.
And then the other question that we always ask Shore Conference guys: your favorite 3 Shore towns?
Okay, I'm gonna go Belmar, Manasquan.
See, we're asking the hard. This is the hard stuff now.
Yeah, it's the hardest question I've had to answer so far. And I'll go Asbury Park because I like to see concerts down there. That's
okay. But Belmar's our number one.
Belmar's number one.
Yeah.
Belmar's one.
Yep. Major, obviously you get the feedback and the experience of playing the Cape. You get the feedback and the experience of playing the fall. Major goals for you to work on between now and, give or take, February 15th, whenever opening day is.
I think for myself, it's putting to rest any doubts that I have of myself, because at the end of the day, what anybody writes or says is not even close to the things I say to myself at times, because I'm my own biggest critic, and I don't really look into that stuff. And when I do, I think it's funny, and I like to laugh at it, because it's like someone says something and it's like, okay, I'll just go do it, and then I just love doing that. But like I said before, there's no pressure. My goal is to win this year, and it's the win for New Jersey, and it's the win for Rutgers, and that's all that's on my mind.
Being nominated for one of the, it was one of the not nominated, but one of the 30 semifinalists for the Golden Spikes Award last year.
Mm-hmm.
what kind of impact, how did that, to get that respect, to get that, attention and notoriety for Rutgers and doing it from the Northeast, how did that feel?
I mean, to be honest, I wasn't expecting it at all. I didn't know that was really a thing, the top 30 thing. I thought it was just given to one player. But
Right.
yeah, I think it definitely was something that was it was humbling, and I think I was very lucky to receive that. And it just makes you want to work harder, because at the end of the day, I didn't win it, so now I want to go and win it, because I don't want to be nominated. I want to go win it. But yeah, it's just I find everything that just motivate me, and that's one of those things. But it wasn't really cool, and it's something I'll cherish, because at the end of the season, I like to look back. It's something you can smile about.
Well, even more motivated, Ryan Lasko should terrify the Big Ten. Let's hope, and let's hope that this ends where it belongs, in a regional or beyond this year in 2023. Thank you for the time, Ryan, and we'll see if the Phillies end up playing the Yankees again in the World Series like 2009. But both teams got a little bit of work to do, I think, for that to happen.
A little bit of work is right, but no, I appreciate for having me on this, and I'd love to do this again sometime.
Definitely. Ryan Lasko, our guest, Jackson Memorial High School to Rutgers to all Big Ten to let's see where 2023 takes us. We appreciate everybody checking in on this episode of JBS, and we'll catch everyone at the field.